What is going on, gang? Elijah Bryant back with another video, and today I'm going to be ranking the top 5 most common splits I see across everybody who is a guru, and I'm going to rank them from 1 to 5 and give you some actionable advice on what type of split, how many days a week you should be lifting, and what muscle groups you should be focusing on during your workouts, depending on whether you're a beginner, a moderate lifter, or a more advanced, jacked superhero lifter like myself. Now, if you watch this full video from start to finish, you're gonna learn the real OG superhero split. What I follow to this day, after training for years and years and years, I found the best split, the best routine, the best protocol you can possibly follow, whether you're a beginner or advanced, or if you only have just an hour a day to work out. I have the best split, the best protocol for you, but you gotta stick to the end. Just watch the full video. Let's get into it. Before we get into ranking those top 5 splits, I'm gonna talk to you about how you can choose the right split. Then I'm gonna rank those top 5 splits, and I'm gonna finish with giving you some final notes you can go home with. So the first thing you have to figure out when you're deciding on what your split's gonna be, how you're gonna work out, is what is your goal? Are you trying to build muscle? Are you just trying to maintain muscle while you focus on maybe business, family, relationships, that kind of thing? Are you trying to get lean? What are you trying to accomplish with the split that you're using? The next thing you want to take into consideration is your experience level. How long have you been working out? How many days a week can you work out? How far can you push your body that you can actually recover from? How much volume can you handle in a week safely without injuring yourself? The third piece is, how much time do you have to train? Do you have an hour workout? Do you have 30 minutes to work out? Do you have 2 hours to work out? And in addition to that, how many days a week can you train? All these things must be considered when you're thinking about your split. Now, the first split we're going to be talking about is the bro split. What everybody probably started off with when they first started working out, myself included. I think this is where everybody begins. And it looks like Monday, you're going to be doing chest. Tuesday, you're hitting back. Wednesday, we got legs. Thursday, we're gonna do shoulders. And Friday, we're gonna finish with some fat arms Friday. Now, if you're a beginner, this is great. Like I said, this is where most people start off. It's easy, it's nice because you get a good pump every time you work out because you're so recovered every time you're going to the gym. So beginner, it's great. You can actually build muscle with this split because you are a beginner. If you're an intermediate lifter, however, maybe you've been lifting for a year, maybe even just 6 months, depending on how fast, how serious you take it from day one. But more than likely, you're just going to maintain the muscle you have doing this split if you're an intermediate lifter. Now, if you're an advanced lifter who's been lifting for 6 days a week, 5-6 days a week, super intensity, progressively overloading years after years, trying to build muscle, now you start trying to incorporate the bro split, of course, you're going to be going down here. You're going to be losing muscle. If you maybe train as hard as you possibly can to maximize your recovery, you could possibly maintain. Now, the fourth one on the scale is full body. So 3 days a week, you're going to be working full body. And what this looks like is on Mondays, you're going to be doing full body, more of an upper focus. So most of the work on Mondays, you're going to be smashing mostly upper body, maybe 2 to 3 exercises on the legs. Tuesday, you're going to be resting. Wednesday, we're going right back to full body with a lower body focus. Most of the work is on the legs, maybe 5 to 6 exercises on the legs, maybe 2 to 3 exercises on the upper body. Thursday is rest. Now, when we get to Friday, KWIS, kill whatever isn't sore. So you do the upper focus on Monday, lower focus on Wednesday. Friday, you're going to be working on whatever is the least sore. Either way it goes, full body, you're touching every muscle, but you're going to be focused on one particular part because you can't smash your entire body 3 days a week like that. You also have to think about how much time you have in a day. How much time do you have to do this? Because if you're somebody who does not have very much time in a day, this is not going to be the right split for you. If you're a beginner and you have an hour a day to work out every day of the week, the last split, the bro split, is the best for you. But if you're a beginner and perhaps you only have 3 days a week to work out, but you have more time on those 3 days, this is going to be the best for you. This is not going to be the best split for somebody who has limited time because it's going to take a long time to hit every muscle in your body. Even with breaking it up and focusing on one or the other, or whether it's upper body or lower body, you're still going to be struggling to let your body recover there. If you're a beginner, this is great. You can build muscle pretty easily. If you're an intermediate lifter, you can still absolutely build muscle on this split. if you give your body enough time to rest in between workouts, you actually are taking your body to true failure. You're destroying your muscles, whatever you're focusing on that day. If you're actually taking to failure and giving your body that work and focusing on recovery, you can absolutely build muscle, but you're more than likely going to maintain. If you're advanced, you can also maintain, but just because if you've been training 6 days a week, 5-6 days a week, balls to the wall, progressive overloading, killing your body and actually letting your body recover. If you've been going from this high level athlete style of training and you drop down to doing 3 full body sessions a week, each one of those sessions are really still going to be hard to really take your body to full failure because you are training it 3 times a week. You can maintain pretty well, but it's really easy to possibly lose muscle on this split too. There's not much variation here either, which is another reason why I put it at that 4 spot. Coming into the 3rd spot is the upper lower split. This is personally one of my favorites because it gives your body the best of all worlds. I think if you are you're busy, you have limited time, if you're a beginner, if you're advanced, I think this is probably the all around close to being the best. Across the week, it's pretty straightforward how this looks. Monday, you're doing upper body. Tuesday, lower body. Wednesday, rest. Thursday, you're back to upper body. Friday, you're back to lower body, having the 2 rest days over the weekend. Now, the only reason it's not higher is because if you truly want to max out each workout, even a full upper body workout with chest, back, arms, shoulders, you're not going to be able to truly smash every muscle in that workout. And that's okay because you have that second upper body workout a week. But when it comes to myself, this is my personal opinion on what is the top 5 splits. I like to leave the gym knowing I gave myself everything I possibly could. I tore every muscle down to the absolute thread to the best of my ability. And when you're training full upper body or full lower body, it's a little bit easier for lower body because it's less muscle groups, but full upper body, it's really hard to really take your entire upper body to failure without being into the gym for 2.5, 3 hours. If you're a beginner, great to build muscle. If you're an intermediate lifter, it's great to build muscle. And even if you're an advanced lifter, you can also really pretty easily build muscle given that you are giving your body the proper time to recover and you're truly taking your body to failure on those workouts. You may not be able to smash every single muscle during those workouts, but if you split it up the right way, you can focus more on one part on this upper body day and more on the other part of your upper body on the second upper body day. It just requires some strategic programming there to get the most out of this, but you can absolutely build a ton of muscle doing this split even as an advanced lifter, but it's still more likely going to be a maintained scenario if you are already an advanced lifter and you're coming down to doing this split. The second split, which is what I followed for years, probably 3 or 4 years after I stopped playing college sports, is the classic push-pull legs, the PPL split. So it starts by having Monday doing push, chest and triceps. Tuesday, you're going to be doing some pull work, back and biceps. Wednesday, it's going to be legs, but a quad focus legs. When we get to Thursday, we're back to push. So we got chest, but instead of triceps, we're going to be doing shoulders. And on Friday, we're back to pull. We got back and biceps again. And on Saturday, we're right back to legs, except for doing a posterior chain focus leg day. Some more hamstrings and glutes focus leg day. Now, this is great because if you only have an hour a day to work out, but that's pretty much, you have a consistent, say like a 9 to 5 schedule, and you have that same hour every single day, your schedule doesn't change, you have time to do this. You can do every one of these workouts 1 hour a day, 6 days a week. You could smash your body like that. An hour. Me, I like the gym, so I spend like an hour 15, maybe sometimes an hour and a half because I like being in the gym. I take my time, So, but you can really go balls to the wall, get an hour in. Now, that's great if you have the time, if you have the number of days per week to do this. If you're a beginner, you can absolutely build muscle in this, but I don't recommend it because if you're just getting started in the gym and you're trying to challenge yourself to go to the gym 6 days a week and you've since been going 0, this is a lot to put not only on your mind, the discipline, the willpower to get your ass to the gym 6 days a week, but it's also a lot on your body. You're simply not going to be ready to recover that much. Now, if you went to the gym 6 days a week and you lollygagged around and you did God knows what and wasted your time in the gym, of course you can get away with doing this. But if you're getting the most out of the split and you're really taking your body to failure and you're crushing your muscles, there's no way you can do that as a beginner and recover unless you're genetic free. Some people are. There's outliers. Outliers exist for sure, but more than likely you're not going to be a hyper responder and you're going to be needing some extra time to recover. So this isn't going to be the best split for you if you're a beginner. If you're intermediate, absolutely build. You're going to build muscle here. Even if you just half-ass it, if you're in the gym 6 days a week and you're giving 75%, you're going to be building muscle because you're still not a beginner, but you're still going to be more responsive than a more advanced lifter. If you are an advanced lifter, this is what you absolutely need to be doing if you want to build muscle. Now, can you build muscle in other splits? Yes, I've talked about that. I'm going to get into some final notes at the end of this video of what it takes to still build muscle with less days a week. But give yourself 2 days for each muscle group. That's going to give you the best possible chance of getting jacked because you're giving your body the time it needs and you're giving the body the intensity it needs to grow. Now, the only other variation you have here is that if you don't want to do push-pull legs and repeat, you can just do push-pull legs once a week. So that's just 3 days a week. Now that's also great. And that's going to change, how you're able to grow versus maintain or even lose muscle. If you're just doing 3 days a week, push focus one day, pull focus the other day, full leg down the other, you can build muscle as a beginner. You can build muscle as an intermediate. And you can possibly build muscle as an advanced lifter, given that you are absolutely smashing each and every workout, giving it everything you've got. Mike Mentzer style, he proved that. If you don't know Mike Mentzer, do your research on him. I'm not going to talk about it a lot, but Mike Mentzer proved that you don't need the gym 6 days a week. So you can absolutely do the push-pull leg split, just one cycle, push-pull legs, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, giving your body plenty of time to recover in between each workout, and you can absolutely grow. Now the final split I'm going to be talking about is my personal favorite split. This is the split that I follow to this day, the split that I've followed every single day for the past year and a half. And I've gotten the best results. I've gotten in the best shape of my life. And I've become an absolute unit of a human being following this split. Now, this split is what I like to call the Human Hero Protocol. Now, it starts off on Mondays. You're going to be doing back and shoulders, smashing the back, smashing the shoulders. And I say smash, I mean you're ripping your body to shreds. And if you look in the description on the top link here, you're going to see the link for this program. And you can see the videos, instructions of each and every exercise. So when I say smash, I mean you are destroying every muscle in your back, given that you're giving the intensity that I'm telling you to follow here. So starting with back and shoulders, Tuesday is an activity of some kind. For me, I do Muay Thai, I run. Depending on the season, I may be in a running mode. Right now, I'm shifting back into a running mode as opposed to Muay Thai. So run or fight, some activity, pickleball, whatever you can do to maximize your movement, get some activity and get blood circulating around your body because that helps with your recovery. Not super intense, just enough intensity to burn some calories. So you're also going to be helping with your metabolism, and you're going to be doing all types of things just to keep your body in motion, help your body transform truly, not just from a strength and a muscle gaining perspective, but from a mobility, flexibility, athleticism, also longevity, the activity, the moving around is what's going to keep on your feet longer. Of course, being strong, having a lot of muscle is fantastic, and it is the most important thing for longevity. When you start throwing activities that are cardio based, like running, like fighting, cycling, swimming, tennis, whatever your activity can be. It can even be just making sure you go for a long walk after work, whatever your activity is going to be. That needs to happen on Tuesdays. On Wednesdays, we're back to the gym, legs and abs, smashing the legs, smashing the abs. Thursday, we're back to our activity, running, fighting, pickleball, tennis, volleyball, some type of activity, walking, whatever it's gonna be. That's your Thursday thing. Friday, the final workout of the week is chest and arms, smashing the chest, smashing the arms. And the good thing about this split is on back day, you're getting a little bit of bicep work too because back is a pull. Unlike doing a push-pull legs, when you're doing a pull day, you're only working your back and biceps that one day. But when you do the Human Hero protocol on your back and shoulders day, even though you're doing a back day, you're still going to be getting some work on your biceps, because every back workout you do, every back exercise you do, you're going to need your biceps to activate to do that. So you're getting some bicep work even on your back day. Same thing with the shoulders. Every shoulder movement you do is going to be working a little bit of your upper chest. So you're getting a little bit of upper chest movement even on your back day. Legs, smashing the legs full bout. That's probably the roughest day. It's hard because that's the only day of the week you have for your legs. So it's going to be pretty freaking intense. Now, on your activity days, your Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturdays, whatever activity you're doing, you should be on your feet. So that's like your extra leg work for the rest of the day. It's not so much muscle building movement, but it's blood flow to the legs. It's standing on your feet. It's still working your muscles, working the ligaments and tendons around your body to make you become a superhero. So your legs are getting plenty of work. Don't you worry. If you're following this protocol, your legs are getting all the work it freaking needs. So that's what you got. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, 3 days a week, you're doing some type of activity that's not sitting on the couch. It's some type of movement. At the very least, walk, long walk. But I prefer you do an activity, something that's fun, something that challenges you to be more athletic, challenges your heart, cardiovascular based activity, something that gets your heart rate up. That's your Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're smashing your body parts. Now, 3 days a week. The only way to build muscle with this, if you're an advanced lifter, is that you actually follow this protocol and you grind, you work. If you've been lifting for over a year, you're more of an advanced lifter, I would say. You need to be following this type of split if you only have those 3 days to work out a week and you just want to keep the fun in it. I've been working out for 10 years now. Well, actually, 10, 12 years now, a long time, 12, 13, 14 years now. It's been a while. And I went from training 6 days a week, gym, bodybuilder bro style. I've dropped down to this split thinking I would probably lose muscle when I was training for my marathon race and my high rocks competitions. Thought I was going to lose muscle. I've gotten even more muscle added onto me. My cardiovascular health has improved. I've become a freaking unit. So beginner, you follow this protocol, you're going to build muscle. If you're intermediate, you follow this protocol, you're going to build muscle. If you're an advanced lifter, you can and you will absolutely build muscle because you're taking your muscles to complete failure on each workout. And even on those Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday days where you're not working out, you're still doing an activity. So you still have blood going throughout the body. You're still helping your body repair and recover fully because you're not sitting around doing nothing on those days. At the bare minimum, you do this, you're gonna maintain muscle pretty dang well. Even on the days, weeks, and months I was more so on marathon mode and running mode and my lifts took a backseat, I still maintain my muscle pretty easily. If you do this protocol, your body will transform. You will become a freaking superhero if you follow this protocol. Once again, if you want this program, check the top link in the description of this video. You're gonna get full workouts with video instructions showing you exactly how to do it. You're also gonna get a full nutrition guide, how to track your macros, how to meal prep, how to figure out what the freaking macro is, and how to decide how you can maximize your nutrition, optimize your nutrition based on your goal. So if you want to truly transform, you don't know where to start, maybe you're an advanced lifter looking to switch things up and have more fun in your workouts, have more fun in your life in general because you're implementing these activities and improve your cardiovascular health. This is for you. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, you should be doing this. I don't care who you are. You should be doing this split. Now to wrap this video up, I want to give you some final notes, some final pieces of advice. First things first, your intensity matters far more than your frequency. If you train 6 days a week and you do 6 half-ass workouts, even though it's 6 days a week, you still will not gain more muscle than the guy who's in the gym 3 days a week, but he's going balls to the wall. He's maximizing each and every workout. It's not about how many days you work out, it's what you do within those workouts. So make sure you value your intensity and your recovery, of course, over the number of days you're working out. And you can build muscle with just 3 lifts a week, like we just talked about. And when you are just lifting 3 days a week, like you are on the Human Hero protocol, and you're running those other 3 days a week, you're not gonna lose muscle. Take it from me. I trained for a marathon, ran a sub 4-hour marathon, hit my marathon goal, trained for high rocks competitions, running a ton, and I didn't lose any muscle. I got leaner. I kept my strength. I even built some muscle. As long as you're training as hard as you possibly can, you're fueling your body properly, you're eating the right food, all this covered in the nutrition guide that's in the Human Hero Protocol as well when you get that program. The other piece is your recovery. Make sure you're giving your body the time it needs to recover. If you're just training 3 days a week, it's pretty easy to recover there because you have 4 days you're not working out. Recovery isn't that big of a deal. If you're training 6 days a week, recovery is going to be hard because you're training 6 days a week, which means probably when you get to that second workout on that same body part each week, you're going to be a little bit sore. So you have to be dialed in on your nutrition, dialed in on your sleep if you want to maximize that recovery and get the most gains you possibly can, of course. Now, the last thing here, the best split is the one that you can stick to long term. If you're trying to do this split, even if you're an advanced lifter and maybe you should be working out 6 days a week, but simply you don't have time to do it. Training 6 days a week, you're having to rush home. You're not getting enough sleep because you're trying to train 6 days a week, even on the days where you work 16 hours a day. If you're trying to do that, it's not going to be sustainable. So even though maybe you're an advanced lifter and that's where you get the most gains out, if we're talking about just physiologically, don't do it because you can't maintain it long term. So the best split is the one that you can stick to for months and years on end. And if you're looking for a split that's going to be the best for you, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, advanced, and whether you only have a specific amount of time each day, but you can work out maybe 6 days a week, or you can do something 6 days a week, the Human Hero Protocol is the best thing you can be doing. And to be quite honest with you, you have an hour every single day, because if you're watching this, you most likely don't have 16 hours of work to do each day. You don't work for 16 hours. You don't. You're lying. If you do, you're bullshitting around for at least 5 of those hours. You're not working for 16 hours a week. So you have time to find 1 hour a day to do a workout or just to go for a run. You have time to do something like that. So the Human Hero Protocol is going to be the best for the 99.9% of people. Either way it goes, I hope you got a ton of value out of this video. And I hope you learned something. And I hope you come back to the next one. Once again, Elijah Bryant, always happy to serve you. And I hope I see you again soon. Let's go.